All right, prepare to live stream the meeting. All right, we are now on YouTube. And what I do is I mute our YouTube channel, okay? Just for purposes of not hearing the back and forth. Okay, so I'm back with y'all on Zoom, but it is going, it's on live on YouTube right now. All right,
Judge,
good morning. How are you doing today?
Judge, my victim
morning.
advocate is still waiting to be let in the meeting.
Okay.
Ms.
I got
Brookins. Okay.
Yes. Okay. She's in. All right. Good morning. So welcome to Preliminary Magistrate Court of Clayton County. I'm Chief Judge Dallas, and I'll be hearing these matters that are set down on this 15th day of April 2020. All right. Let's just have our announcement. State versus Javon Brown.
That was a consent bond done last week.
Okay. State versus Roger Cheek.
I need to speak with my client one more time.
Okay. So you need a pretrial.
Yes.
Okay. State versus Ashley Conahan.
Your Honor, that'll probably be a fast track, but I will need to speak with my client briefly.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones. State versus Rashay Conley.
Good morning, Judge.
State's ready.
Defense is ready.
Okay, so that's going to be a hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Counselor. State versus Markel Darden.
Your Honor, that was the state's ready. That is with Mr. Matos. I sent him a consent bond and waiver yesterday evening, but I have not gotten it back yet. But I know that is Mr. Matos.
Okay, thank you. State versus Lazada Efren.
Your Honor, Christopher Coleman for Mr. Zada. I've been informed that Mr. Zada has retained new counsel, so we have to withdraw from that case. So we have to ask for a withdrawal.
So how did you receive the information that she retained new counsel?
He's been emailing, the family has let us know that he wants, he sought new counsel.
Okay, all right, so you need to withdraw, that type of thing? Can you state, I would just ask this, Mr. Coleman, I would ask you just to stay. You don't necessarily have to do anything, but just stay in the case until we're sure that Mr. Mr. Ephraim has a new attorney.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
State versus Robert Franks.
That was a consent bond that was has already been signed with Attorney Bradley Moody.
Okay, very good. State versus Garrett Gates.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
State's ready.
I have received a late evening bond offer. I want to relay to him. I would let the court know once I give it to him.
So you want a pre-trial with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Attorney Reddick. State versus Derek Graham.
State's ready.
That's you, Nelson.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted. That was a bond waiver.
So it's going to be or it already has been?
It is. We need to draft it up still.
Okay, very good.
Okay, I'll get that drafted.
Great.
Thank you.
State versus Ellen Harper.
State's ready.
That's Brandon Lewis's case.
Ah, he's not in here and I don't see him waiting. Has anyone?
I will text him, Your Honor.
Please, thank you. State versus Stephen Jarrett.
Your Honor, the state is ready on Jared. Now that is one. So the calendar has Eugene Peterkin. I think that was one when I was reading the report because Angela DeWilliams and I have been communicating. It lists an L. Smith, and I actually got a text from Investigator Ponder that because we thought it was Logan Smith, and it's not Logan Smith. It is Leonard.
So it's not
and so
our calendar shows Peterkin, Officer Peterkin.
Right, and it's not Peterkin. It was the report has a L. Smith, and so I'm waiting to hear from Investigator Ponder to see if we were able to get Leonard Smith. But
Okay,
it's not Peterkin, so I would ask for the court to hold.
yes, ma'am. Got you. And who's on that one? Which one of the attorneys? are,
That's
Angela
Angela.
D. Williams, me.
Okay, Miss D. Williams, thank you. Okay. State versus Frederick Johnson.
Your Honor, on that case, Officer Iwamoto, he is no longer with, I can't remember if it was CCPD or the Sheriff's Office, but he is now with the Duluth Police Department. We have not been able to make contact with him. And so if that can't be worked out, the state is asking for a continuance.
Okay,
And I would, of course, move for a dismissal if the officer is not present.
okay. State versus Anthony Jones.
That would be mine, Your Honor. I need a moment to speak
The
with that
state's
client.
ready.
Okay,
And Your Honor, the state is ready on Jarrett. We have Deputy Leonard ready.
okay, very, very good.
Mhm.
All right, State versus Zephaniah Langston.
That was a consent bond that was previously done.
Okay. State versus Johnny Lowe. Okay.
The state's ready.
That's Doc's case.
I
Who's
believe
it?
that's for Kenneth Ellis.
Mhm.
I will
Who's
text him.
represented?
Kenneth Ellis, he's in the public defender's office.
Is he on the call? I don't see him on this call.
I do not see him on the call. Try to reach him.
Okay, thank you. State versus Miranda Miller.
The state's ready.
I would like to pre-try that with the state.
Okay. State versus Mario Mitchell.
Your Honor, Deputy Stoy has a conflict that was filed. He actually, it says K-9 Handler School in North Georgia. And that conflict was submitted on April 6th.
Is hers with you? I think one of y'all can find down the loading dock by the warehouse in the back.
I'm sorry? Oh, I thought,
That came from the jail.
oh, okay. And so he is unavailable from April 7th through May 15th.
Okay. Now, whose case is that?
That's mine, Your Honor. Obviously, we would be asking for dismissal. That is way too long for this young man to continue to sit in custody. He was arrested back in March. So to have him sit until late May to be heard on prelim would not be appropriate. The state has provided a late bond offer. I will talk to Ms. Freeman about getting that lower since her offer is not available. Our officer will not be available for a significant amount of time.
Okay. All right. State versus Jayla Payment.
That was a consent bond that was previously done.
Okay, thank you. State versus Cortez Rucker.
State's ready. And that's also with Mr. Ellis.
And then state versus Ryan Willis.
And the state's ready. And that's with Laura Farrar. And Ms. Farrar, I'm not sure if she's on the call.
She is.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Judge, I'm still waiting on the police report on Mr. Willis. I would ask for another continuance.
And Your
Hopefully I'll
Honor,
have it.
the state has no objection to that.
Okay. All right, so let me just run through the calendar and make sure I understand where we are. Ms. D. Williams is going to pre-try Roger Cheek. Ms. Ashley Conahan is on a fast track. Mr. Prothero, seems like that's the only one that we have a definite hearing announcement for. Rashay Conley, Mr. Attorney Prothero, I should say. We're
That's
waiting for
correct.
Mr. Matos on Markel Darden. Lizada Efren, we need information from Mr. Coleman that his new attorney has been retained. Garrett Gates, Ms. Reddick wants to pre-try. Eric Graham, Mr. Rhodes said there's going to be a waiver. Ellen Harper, we need Brandon Lewis on the call. Stephen Jarrett, Ms. D. Williams, you did announce, what was your announcement again on Stephen Jarrett?
I need to pre-try that.
Pre-trial, okay. On Frederick Johnson, ready, and that's simply a matter of determining who the officer is and getting the officer in the call. Hold on, I've got, who's,
For Frederick Johnson, he's on, I believe he's the one who left the Clayton County Department and went to Duluth.
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
thank you. And you're gonna pre-try and see what you can work out, if anything.
Or I was
Yes,
asking
ma'am.
for a dismissal.
I understand that. I'm sorry, there's someone new that's coming in. I'm trying to watch everyone coming into the call. Hold on a second. Who is Courtney P?
She works in our office, Your Honor.
Okay, now I just had someone else come in. All right, I thought she'd been in there. There's Miss P. All right, and you want a dismissal. Mhm. And then Anthony Jones, the state is ready, and that's Miss Reddick. Are we going to do a pre-trial?
Yes, but I believe that will be a hearing, Judge.
Okay, all right.
Which case? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Mr.
Anthony Jones,
Jones. Okay.
okay. And then Kenneth, Johnny Lowe, we're waiting for Mr. Ellis. Miranda Miller, Mr. Rhodes, is that a pre-trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mitchell, we've got to make a decision as to whether or not Deputy Stoy's conflict is acceptable to Ms. Reddick.
That's correct. He submitted it. He submitted it on April 6th.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so, yes.
Okay. And then Cortez Rucker, we're waiting for Kenneth Ellis still.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
Ryan Williams, Ms. Farrar, Attorney Farrar wants to have a continuance. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So what I'll do is I'll come off the call, Ms. Freeman, as we usually do, and I'm going to stop the YouTube streaming so that you can have some type of confidential conversations between each other and with your clients. I'll come off the call. I would ask Ms. Freeman to text me and let me know when I can rejoin. So myself and Ms. Simons and anyone else from Clayton County, we're going to come, except the jail, of course. We're going to come off the call. And so the way that I do that is I will mute myself, I will stop my video, and I will turn the speaker down on my computer. And that way I don't see. Yes, Ms. Reddick.
We were advised by Ms. Abasi she should have a Gaither triplet on the prelim calendar today. I did not hear that name. No?
Triplet isn't
Okay.
on the calendar. Yeah.
I don't
It's-
see,
I
I don't
see
see
a triplet.
triplet. It's not on my calendar
Okay.
or in the paper I received.
on mine either.
Was
It's not on my calendar
triplet
either.
continued? Was triplet continued from another calendar? Do you know? Ms. Reddick?
He was continued, but she thought it was today, but it's not today.
Okay, great. We could probably find it. I'm sure Ms. Simons can find out when that case will be set
Right.
for. I'll let you know.
And Judge, I did get a bond back from Mr. Matos. And so as soon as we finish this part, I will forward that email to you.
Markel Darden?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay. All right. So I'll be off the call. I'm going to stop again. I'm going to stop the YouTube streaming so you can have some confidential conversations between yourselves and your clients. We're all going to exit this call and we'll come back as soon as you let us know, Ms. Freeman.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna put this.